Got it. Oh, whoa, 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 hold on. Turn. All right, welcome back. We are once again working on the No Lift TJ project. On a side note, it is beautiful outside. We went through a week and a half of just utter terrible. Yeah, and it's just a wonderful day outside. Perfect day to be working on the No Lift TJ. So we have a whole pile of these parts we're gonna put on this Jeep today because we're gonna go on the Jeep's first real trip here pretty quick. We're gonna go tackle Pleasant Canyon and Defense Mine. If you've never been on those trails, they're super awesome. Go take a look and stay tuned for that video because it's gonna be fun. No idea how the Jeep's gonna perform, but we're excited to take it out. So we're gonna throw some tow hooks on in case you get stuck. We gotta flush the coolant out, that's currently draining. We're gonna throw some different wheel spacers on and a tailgate bar so the soft top doesn't flap in our face when we're going down the road. We're gonna throw a front locker in. We're gonna change out the oil in the axles while we're doing that. And we're gonna replace the track bar bolt because that was a mess. So I think the first thing we're gonna do here is get these bolts cleaned up and then install these hooks. Now, I actually like these hooks better than I like shackles for the front end of a Jeep. Really, we're not building this as a recovery rig. I mean, we're probably going to recover people, but, you know, we're not really building it to recover people. We want these hooks on so if we need to be recovered, because we plan to hit some hard stuff. And let me tell you something. Most of the time, when you're off-roading and you get to situations where you need to be recovered, you're not really pulling that hard. You usually just need a light tug or a little bit of a winch. These hooks are fantastic. When these go on the bumper and you need to be pulled, someone can just throw a hook, throw a rope over your hook, and then you back up or they pull and the whole situation is done. You don't have to really mess around. And for those of you who think these are only good for like light recoveries or being pulled onto a trailer, these have a real load rating of 7,000 pounds. This Jeep weighs like 3 and some change, maybe. So this is more than adequate. It's double the weight of the Jeep. These are perfect for pulling and they're adequately safe. I like using them. So we're gonna throw those on real quick. Perfect, 80. Done. Throw a little paint on these so they look nice. Alright, next we're going to refill the radiator. Get that going. Alright, Nick, don't spill this one. For the tailgate bar, you're just going to take those brackets and line it up to make sure, but you're just going to drill those little dimples out. And then if you want, before you put the screws in, to prevent rust, we'll just throw a little tiny paint around the holes. See how you did. Oh yeah, those look good. That looks good. Probably drilled through the soft top, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Alright, while the paint is drying back there, do you want to start the Jeep up and run it for a minute? Turn the heater on too. We leave something on? Go ahead. Run off. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Keep it idle. Oh, whoa, 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 hold on. All right, well that is running. Let's get this tailgate bar on. All right, like that. And then you pop these clips down here, like so. Yep, and then tailgate shuts. That's it. There we go. That's better. All right, now that that situation is all done, we're gonna replace the track bar bolt. And the reason we're gonna do it is because, well, we cross-threaded ours. We took the bolt out and we were jacking things up and messing around with springs a little while ago. And we got it cross-threaded, but they're known to break. So instead of waiting for it to break on the trail, we're just gonna go ahead and upgrade this guy to kind of a nicer bolt, one that probably won't break as easily. And we got a whole new flag, but I'm gonna paint this so it's not rusting while we're in there. So let me tell you a little bit of the story about these wheel spacers. The reason we're running them is because we're running factory Sahara TJ wheels. And to be honest, they look kind of cool like this. But the back spacing is pretty bad, and this is with a 1 1/4. And so with a 1 1/4 inch wheel spacer, our tire sits here, and when we turn hard, we run into the anti-rock. But we need to space this out. Now, if we had aftermarket wheels that were deeper, basically, they gave us less back spacing or more offset and kicked the wheel out further, then we wouldn't have to run spacers at all. But we're, in an effort to be cheap and honestly maintain this look, we're gonna have to adjust the wheel spacer, kick the tire out, keep it from running into everything and chewing our awesome tires up. First rule of wheel spacers is never tighten them down with an impact gun. You can take them off, but you don't want to tighten them down. Alright, so why no impact guns with these things? Because these things are typically made out of aluminum, billet aluminum. And you have a stud going through here. You don't have a ton of meat. Now, they're strong enough to hold your tire. There's no issue with that as long as you put them on properly. But once you take an impact gun, you drive that nut down, you pull this stud, you can mushroom the stud, or you can actually destroy the stud inside this billet housing, cracking it, and then what'll happen there is the stud will just pull right through. So, you don't want to use an impact gun and tighten them down. Now, what I will do, because I'm at home and it's my garage and I can do what I want, I will take my impact gun and I will drive them so I don't have to sit here wrenching on them. But if you do that, as soon as you get to the first UGA, you just stop, right? You're not going to drive them down hard. I'm just trying to snug them down so I can hit them with the torque wrench. You always tighten these things with a torque wrench. Now, the second rule is you want to make sure this is cleaned up as much as possible, and you want these to sit flat against there. That's pretty good, and I've already cleaned these up before, but if you have chunks of crust and junk in there, you want to make sure it's clean so that these sit nice and flat. Now, you're also going to use red Loctite every time you take these off. Now, the reason you're going to use red Loctite is because these lug nuts are hidden under the wheel. So you're not going to be able to tell if you lose one or you have one come loose. So you just want to make sure that through vibration, these cannot come loose. The other thing that you want to watch for in wheel spacers is this bore size. So you want hub centric. You want the hub to slide over this ring. That ring is going to help center it and keep your tires balanced. Now, these ones fit, but just barely. We had to actually pound the tire off when we took the tire off because they're on there so tight. But they don't quite, see how they don't quite fit snug? That can lead to improper balance. That can lead to your tire jamming on there. It's probably not going to sit flush like it's supposed to. We put them on there for testing, but if you have that, these are the wrong wheel spacers then, and you need to return them. if I were to take this spacer and put it on here, you'll see that it slips over. It's got a nice snug fit, but you can slip the tire on and off, and that's what you want. You don't want this to rattle around inside the bore here, but you definitely don't want it so tight that when you go to push on, that they're not going to sit flush against the wheel, and they're either going to get jammed or they're going to rock back and forth, like so. And yes, I know my lug nuts are very long. It's just what we had. We're going to place these things with something shorter and not as junky looking, because I honestly don't like these, but it's just what we have on hand at the moment. And we could technically leave the spacers in the front and not do anything in the rear, but just so it matches and looks halfway decent, we're gonna go ahead and put the spacers in the rear too. I mean, it does look a lot cooler with the wheels stuck out like that. Yeah. I have to admit. I guess we'll get to see if the soft top flaps too with the new bar on it, huh?
Oh yeah.
Hey, the wobble and the steering wheel went away.
Really?
Yeah. At least I haven't felt it. It was around 30, right?
35, 40.
Be flat, right? Now that we did our little road trip test, we are going to put bump stops in the rear to kind of do some adjustment here, because we don't want to run our tires into the fender. This is a temporary fix, so what we really want to do is come in and clearance this someday, and that will give us more room for the 35 and later on down the road other things. Just when we needed it. It showed up. Literally right as we were putting the bump stops back together, our new MetalCloak bump stops came in. This is exciting. Replace those old cheesy things that we had. Man, these look beefy.
These do look beefy.
Yeah. Alright, let's pop these bad boys in there. This is way nicer. Look at this. This is like wood. Oh, they're a little longer too. Sweetness.
Well, it looks like they compress more too.
Yeah, they probably do compress a bit more. Alright, that's not gonna work. There we go. That's how you do it.
And because I was hitting the bolt.
So we're trying to get these MetalCloak bump stops in, and there's something interesting. Here's the old bump stop. They have this hole in the top, and the MetalCloak ones do not. So no matter how much we pounded on it, we try to use the axle to push it in. No matter what we did, we cannot get the MetalCloak bump stop to seat fully. And they do seat fully. We saw a lot of videos where they're only seating it to here, but if you look, ours seat all the way and they're not coming out. So what we had to do is we had to drill a hole right in the center. I'm not sure why MetalCloak doesn't really have instructions for this, or why they formed it like this, but on Jeeps there's definitely a cup, this cup right here. You can see we actually have a spacer in ours. You can see this cup right here has a bolt head in it, and so that is why these won't seat all the way. You can see where the old bump stops are sitting, right? So it'd have to go down that far because you want it around that little notch, but it can't without this hole in the center. Let's drill a hole in the center in your $100 bump stops. Now we gotta get this in here. I bet you the reason we're fighting this is because it fits the JK, JL, TJ. They just made one for all of them. Slide this up in there now. Alright, go ahead. Alright, wait. Okay, now go. Just go slow. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Now let it down. All right, that's how you get MetalCloak bump stops into a TJ the somewhat right way, because now they're in all the way. All right, well now that the debacle of the bump stops is over, we can actually get to the locker. All right, so the locker, we went with a Torq Locker, and the reason is it was the best auto style locker that we could find. It's a lunchbox locker, just works automatically, and you're just replacing the internals of the carrier where the spider gears go. But yeah, we just decided to go this route because these are pretty cheap, and from what we understand, this is the best one, and it should work pretty well in this Jeep. There you go. It's tightening. I can promise you this has never been apart. We're gonna have to double wrench it. Oh, wow. Always got to support the shaft in here, so pull up there. Keep going. Okay. Now you can pull it all the way out if you want.
That's it?
Yeah, and then set it there.
That's good. Gotta be the shortest.
I mean, it's pretty short. The other side's a lot longer. Oh, got it.
Want me to help you?
Let's see. There we go. Oh, shit.
What?
We got another problem.
What?
Just a tiny bit. Good. Okay, now I take that nut all the way off. Perfect. Now take it and put it somewhere that's not going to hit me. Perfect.
I'll just hold it.
Yeah, just for the moment. Okay. Crisis averted. My gun may not be strong enough for that. We might have to remove the soft jaws because it's going to twist out of these. Alright, go ahead. Ram that thing in. Alright, go after it.
Which one was loose?
I don't remember. It doesn't matter. This one.
This one?
Yeah, that one's loose. There you go. Alright, now don't let that ring gear drop. Alright, pick the carrier up. Alright, we'll go over here, and the ring gear is just going to go up here. Just don't knock the ring gear off. Now, we knock the cross pin out. Man, that had a really good fit. Now, we get to do the fun part. Do you want to do it?
What?
Okay, hold it like this.
Okay.
Alright, and then rotate these gears with your fingers.
These ones?
Yeah, the interior gears. There you go. There you go. Oh, what? Okay, but we got to keep these shims. So,
There's the other one's falling out too.
that's fine. So this gear, we don't really care about right now. And that gear, we don't really care about right now. But that shim has to stay with it. Alright, now, pop this guy out. Boom. And now there's going to be a shim on the bottom. Alright. Maybe one more towel. I think we're ready.
Alright.
Bring over the Torq Locker parts. So, we're going to put one of these on each side. And here's our springs. Okay. And where's our cross pin? Here it is. Here's our cross pin. Alright. Like so. Here, watch out. Okay, we're just going to put a little dab right here. And then we can put a little bit right there. So partway through the install of the locker, my camera shut off, unfortunately, and I didn't know it. But putting the locker in the carrier is really easy. You're essentially taking the spider gears out, replacing the spider gears with the locker. The hardest part is actually getting the springs to seat just because of the pressure. Take a little measurement to make sure there's no strangeness with the carrier, and then you throw this thing back in your rig, and off you go.
Oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I guess that will
Yeah.
slipped.
What I want to do is this. I want to leave this all up real good.
Mallet?
Yes, please. Okay. And okay. All right. And what's it supposed to be?
Okay, so 0.145.
Uh-oh. It says we have to contact them. It says 0.145 to 0.175.
Oh, it's right in the range. Yeah.
Okay.
All torqued down and ready to go. Let's just double check. Okay, we got the ring gear on. All this on. All that is installed the way it's supposed to. Roll pin is in. That pin is in. All right. I think we're good to go. Angles look really good for a little bit of pitting right here. But for 130,000 miles on them, look good. That race is no good.
What?
We are, there's the bad bearing right there. Really bad, actually.
Oof. What do we do?
Well, what we would normally do is we'd take this bearing off, put a new bearing on, and put a new race on. But since we're regearing it probably in a week, so that's how we're going to roll. We're just going to pretend we didn't see that for right now.
Okay.
All right. That's it. It's in.
Okay.
Rotate the drive side tire forward until it stops. Okay, it stops against the locked drive shaft. Hold in position and maintain moderate pressure. Okay, I'm maintaining moderate pressure. Now rotate yours backwards. It should ratchet smoothly. Ratchets it smoothly, okay. With the locker clicking as the tire rotates. Next, rotate the driver's side tire backwards until it stops against the lock of the drive shaft. Hold in position and maintain moderate pressure. Then rotate the driver's side tire forward. Rotate the passenger side forward. It should ratchet smoothly with the locker clicking as the tire rotates. Repeat steps 4 through 7, this time starting with the passenger side. Okay. While holding pressure over here, rotate your tire backwards. Okay, now rotate yours forwards. All right. If your locker ratchets smoothly, then you pass the wheel spin test and you're ready to finish up. Note, the click will be less noticeable when the cover is installed and the housing is filled with oil. Alright, today is tomorrow, and we just kind of let the RTV cure overnight. And now we're going to fill it up, and then we'll take it for a quick test drive. All back together, so now the only thing to do is, let's go test it. Yeah, let's go test. Well, first trip in the Jeep.
Where's the rearview mirror?
Oh, we don't have one. We also don't have visors.
Well, I do have visors.
Oh, well, they're not in.
Yeah.
I'll just look behind you and tell you what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't hear it ratcheting in here at all.
Yeah.
Because the last time we did this, you had to kind of work it to get up there because we flexed out. It didn't have a locker. So we'll see how it does this time.
Oh, I remember.
Alright, we just got back from that little adventure, and we are absolutely loving this Jeep. It just does so well. It's stable, it's comfortable off and on road. The tires are a little loud, but I mean, look at them. But it's amazing. The anti-rock, the stock suspension, I mean, look how much it's flexing, and that's stock under there, guys, with both front and rear sway bars connected. I mean, it's doing amazing. We really like it. It's a neat Jeep, that's for sure. So, we did all this, though, because we're getting ready to run Defense Mine in Pleasant Canyon, like I said. So stay tuned for that video. It's coming. We're going to camp out there, and we're going to go play and see how our no-lift TJ does on some bigger obstacles and go have some fun. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll see you in the next video, and stay tuned for more no-lift TJ funness.